Nick, I'm like a coiled spring. Hello folks, how are you doing? I hope you're not expecting anything special. This is just a bit of a chilled out, setty-uppy type stream. Just setting up a couple of things here, just 1 second. Should we be dangerous and go live before the countdown finishes? What do you reckon? I think I've got it in us. 25 seconds, it just doesn't feel right. But you know what? That's it. That's it. We've gone live before the countdown even finished. Hello, everyone. Cheers. I'm just having a coffee. We're just having a bit of a chilled catch-up, having a look at AC Evo. I've been on it. I've got 3 hours on it, but I haven't got 3 hours on it. I've been setting up controls to get it working. So today, the stream is powered by PC Specialist. Down here, look, you can see. I normally do a sponsored video, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to stream it instead, because I was going to do an AC Evo video, and it was going to be a PC Specialist sponsored video. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to stream it instead, and then we can learn from each other. You can tell me things that you've learned. We can go through things together, and maybe all just get it set up a little bit quicker. So if you are in the market for a computer system, check out the link down below. Use the code DC25 and you'll get £30 off your order. It's not a lot, but it's better in your pocket than anybody else's. And we're running the PC Specialist system for these tests, and we're going to do some quick benchmarks, 4K and 1440, just to see what it's like, see how it performs, see if it's set up properly, and see how well it's optimized or how well it isn't. So, hello everyone. Cheers for tuning in. Let's catch up with the chat here. Hang on. I've got like streamer problems. I keep getting the wrong fucking mouse. So, yeah, we're just chilling out. Probably live for a couple of hours. I'll have to jump up and make sure the dogs haven't eaten the couch halfway through. But let's have a look. So, thanks everybody for tuning in. There's loads of you there. Thank you. There's over 200 of you here. Thank you all. Let's have a look. I've spotted one there, JNS Bathrooms. That message jumped right out at me. Dave, you sexy beast. You better believe I am. You better believe I am. So, PESC this year. No, I won't be doing PESC. I haven't been invited to do PESC, but I won't do it anyway. I'm not listening to Daniel Gray for 2 hours on Discord. True story. So, hello, Juan in Mexico. Hello, everyone. Hello, Duncan, Steel River Sims, my Daytona buddy. Don't tell my boss I'm watching. You're working hard. All right, Dunk. All right. All right, I won't say out. I won't say out. Ben in the northeast of England too. Hello, Ben. It's rubbish out east. I've just been out with the dogs. It's freezing cold and wet. Awful. Hello from Italy, says Gianluca. I learned that a coat rack wasn't a great Christmas present for the missus. No, that won't go down well at all. I once got my ex-wife a Gordon Ramsay book for Christmas. She wasn't really happy with that. Lessons learned. I haven't bought Julie one. Hello, Carl. Right, are we catching up here or what? Ryan in Kentucky. Hello, mate. There's Julie. There's Julie. Say hello to Julie. She's probably got the sound down. Ramex, good to see you, mate. Good to see you. How are things going? Small question. What monitor are you rocking now and how far away is it from your wheelbase? Right, so I've got a 48-inch OLED, LG OLED C3 TV. So the back of the wheelbase is there. It's probably about 4 inches away from the back of the wheelbase now. It's probably about... I haven't got a tape measure. So we've got a remote control there. So it's closer than the remote control. Let me have a look here. So if we do that there. So there. Where my thumb is. This part there. That's probably easier there. For scale, like between my thumb there. Probably about 5 inches. Probably easier just to give you a number rather than use a remote control as a measuring device. You know. Michael Jacobson, Cyclone 1475, donated 20 Danish kroner through Super Chat. Hi, Dave. Lovely content. Keep it up, mate. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. I didn't get a notification there. I think I know why. I think I might know why. There we go. If I get a notification now, I should read it. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that. Bamadan in Alabama. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Ben, you watch Mrs. Dave Cam? Yeah. She's a character. She's a character. Looks more like 10 inch, yeah. I maybe got it the other way around, Alexander. Spilt coffee on the rig there. Julie's supposed to be working. Julie isn't working. Is she? Let's all tell Julie to get back to work. Julie's watching now. Julie will be at work. Julie's a nurse. To be fair, she's probably on a lunch. But let's all tell Julie in chat, just so she sees it, because she'll be reading it. Get back to work, Julie. Get back to work. What is Dave? Oh, that's Julie. You know Julie. I bought into the early release, and my thoughts thus far is that the hype was greater than the release we've been given, and just after 1 hour, there were updates added. Right. So I've not really tried. I've done a few laps, but nothing drastic. Am I going to the Rolex? No. But we are going to Florida in a couple of years' time, and we are going to check out Daytona then. Unless somebody wants to send a plane to pick me up, I won't be going. Ben, choose sides wisely. Well, you have chosen sides wisely. I'd side with Julie as well. Yes, Greg. Box of Shame in Whitley Bay. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Oh, see, Darren's there, stirring the pot. Look. -27. Where? In MN. Is that Minnesota? Minnesota. Is that Minnesota? MN. Where could that be? Hello, Matt. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I know. So I wanna start the stream really by saying, I mean, this is early access. We can't expect too much, but I am expecting more than that Rensport nonsense. That was early access. Rubbish. Le Mans Ultimate early access, decent, and that's got better over time. So this is like brand new, so we can't expect too much. And I will also say that Kunos sent me a key. I was going to buy it, but I got an email from their marketing lot, and I've never had anything to do with Kunos. I was invited to an ACC event a while ago, but I've never had anything to do with Kunos, so I've got no allegiance with Kunos at all. I've not really played their titles much. I mean, I've got... How many hours have I got on ACC? So 420 hours. It's not a lot, but it's enough, isn't it? 420 hours on ACC, and on Assetto Corsa, 156 hours. So not a real player of Kunos titles. But I want to race and I want to play things that are fun, that offer good racing, that offer a good experience. I don't care who the developer is, whether it's iRacing, Kunos, Motorsport Games, Reza Studios, Race Room. Who's Race Room again? I can't remember now. But I don't care who the developer is, as long as it offers me good racing. That's all I'm interested in, and I'll go to whichever one it is. I've got no allegiance to anyone. So, early access, we need to remember that. Now, all I want to get from this is, does it have real promise? Is it something that, I mean, I'm not going to play it like in between now and final release, really. I'll try it when they bring something new to the table. But it's a single player experience right now. There's no online. So after the initial setup and got my thoughts, I probably won't touch it again, because that's not what I do. I like to race people. I like that competition. So I probably won't touch it again. So this is just seeing is it worth it? Is it like stream tile? Is it worth the hype? Is it something for me to park and think, right, that's going to be good in a few months' time? That's what I want to get from it. Right, so Invictus Stadium, we're looking hot. That's blue. I need to turn down the ISO on the or the ISO on the camera. That's blue. Hello, Channy. See, notification.
Nick Rees Tears of a Clown, Shrine, donated £4.99 through Super Chat. Dave, how much to get online PC for iRacing, you god?
Hello, Nick. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. So, how much to buy a PC? Oh, it's a few hundred quid. It's going to cost you a few hundred quid to get a PC capable of running iRacing. It's not that demanding. It is if you turn all the bells and whistles on, but it's not that demanding. So a few hundred quid get you up and running, rocking and rolling on a single screen, a decent enough machine to run a single screen. But then if you want triples, higher resolution, it starts to cost big bucks. But thank you for that, Nick. Cheers. You didn't need to send a super chat to ask that. Anybody can ask any questions, by the way. It feels great to drive. Harbs, GG, Happy New Year, mate. Same to you. I'm good, mate. I'm good. Bingers Bob, they make you pay to test these. Yeah, that's a bit of a theme now, isn't it? With new releases. Now LMU, now AC Evo. It is a bit of a theme, which is worrying. But we don't have to buy into it. We could just, the whole point of me doing this is I would have bought it anyway, like I mentioned. And I want to share with you whether I would buy it now. And my advice probably would be not to buy it. That would be my advice. If you've got enough from content on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. If you're itching to play it, then you've got to put your hand in your pocket. But if you've got other things to play and you're not a single player guy, then you'd probably get all the information that you need online without having to actually buy it. Mark Welland, got your YouTube badge yet? No. I got an email with a code on that I had to follow, and they had to verify the channel and make sure there were no copyright strikes and all that. Make sure I was a good boy, really. your channel's got to be in good order before they'll give you the plaque. But it did say on the email that it's essentially said it was made in a more cost-effective way. So I'm probably going to get some cheap, shite little plastic badge. That's probably what I'm going to get. I'll probably be the new generation of creators that get 100,000 get little like Panini sticker card thing. Dirk in Belgium. Hello, mate. How are you doing? Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Yes, I've turned off. I don't run any damping anyway, but I have turned that off. Did you? Yes, I did take part in the 24. We finished P12. We had a couple of nightmare stints at night, but we finished. We continued till the end. We had some challenges, but as a team, we pulled together and we managed to finish the race. The other reason I played so much iRacing and reached 2K iRacing with your mindset. But I still find it hard to race. And I think the report system on LFM is much better than iRacing. Yeah, iRacing can improve a lot, definitely. I've been a good boy, Rob. I have been a good boy, mate. Is that a Tizza sweater? No, 11 degree the brand is. I've had it. It's just a hoodie that I wear in the house when it's a little bit chilly. Yeah, I don't think games should be released for payment at this stage. I don't think. Sakuga Addict Ranak, thanks for subscribing. Cheers, mate. And Jason Smith, if you're still there. And Matthew Torres, if you're still there. Thank you all. Cheers. Right, I suppose we better get it on, shall we? I'm just chilling. Let's have my brew first. Let's have my brew. Hello, Spronks. Hello, Chris. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. Thanks for joining, everybody. I didn't expect this many to turn up. 470 people. What are you all doing on a Monday at 1:15? Well, 1:15 the UK. Why aren't you all at work? What are you all doing? Don't want to hate, but why do so many YouTubes have to use worth? Because something has got to be worth something, hasn't it? Anything's got a worth? Anything's got a value. Everything. So, is it worth the hype? If it's rubbish, I'll say, no, it's not worth the hype. So that's your answer. If it's good, I'll say, it's worth the hype. So I'm basically here if you don't want to know, like, don't watch the stream. If you don't want to know if it's worth the hype, go and read up on it. If you don't want to know. Karma Harisha, thank you very much for becoming a supporter. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. No, it's just, I had to type something in there, didn't I? Do you know what I mean? All working from home. All working. Worthy. Or is it a grammatical thing? So if I typed worthy, I would have to type in another word. So I'd be typing in 3 more letters. So let's see if AC Evo is really worthy of all the hype. I would have had to extend. Do you want me to change it? Because I could do that right now. I have the power. Or I could just leave it, just to wind a few people up. And I'm going to leave it. So I'm not really interested in AI racing. That's not what I do. I'm not bothered about AI racing. I when I race against the AI, I always just send it everywhere and plow everybody off, and then get annoyed at myself because I've done that, and they don't give me a proper race. So it's straight. It is standard straight to it. Is it worth the hype? Anyway. Tony, how are you doing, mate? Good to see you, by the way. AI's terrible, is it? Right, okay. But let's have a look anyway. I've had my brew. SC46, thanks for the sub. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Right, so change the scene. Let's have a look. We'll go to this one. This will do. So this is my Steam. So we've played it for 3 hours. And that's just literally going on, setting up the controls. I kind of left it running when I wasn't in the room. So I've not really done many laps. I do have MSI Afterburner running with Reaver Tuner. So we're going to do a couple of benchmarks. I want to try it in the native 4K because I'm running this at 4K now. It's probably not going to be beneficial to you because you won't see the 4K, but you'll see the numbers when I put the data on the screen. Thanks, Bringers Bob. Thank you, mate. It took me ages to do that, to design that transition. Like typing away all night, just ones and zeros. You know what it's like. Or I might have just downloaded it from Nerd or Die. Right. So, let's fire it up. Minimize that. So we're going to be running it in windowed borderless mode. I'll show you my graphics settings when we get it all on. And then we'll have to sort the numbers out, the volume out and all that kind of stuff. Hello, David. How are you doing? 545 people here. And do you know what? There's only 113 of you. Click that like button. I wonder how many of you have clicked the subscribe button. So this is the roadmap. So this is where we are here now. Right? This is where we are. So 20 cars, 5 circuits. So game economy step 1. Car rent, car purchase, XP rank. I hope they don't have these battle pass nonsense that Rensport have gone. I hope that, like, I don't mind paying for content if content costs money. I don't mind buying DLC. But I don't like the thought of these battle packs and battle passes and all that shite. So this is where we are now. Content drop 1, 2 new cars, new special events, Fuji Speedway. You can't see that really, can you, behind my thing? Second early access release. 5 more cars, quarter, single player, custom race weekend, new special events, replay tools and gallery, which is really important. VR support, triple screen support. Well, apparently, triple screen support, it works now on triples, doesn't it? Hello, Johnny. If time allows, I can do them. And it's just because I've been streaming over the weekend that I just turned everything off yesterday and I know it's back working today. Yeah, so triple screen's working now. Kunos have always had really good load times, haven't they? Always had really good load times. So that's a big positive. So fall of 2025. So what's that? September, October? September's summertime, basically, isn't it? Or no, September's fall, isn't it? It's autumn. So September, October, November time, I would imagine. So 100 vehicles, 15 circuits, free roaming, single and multiplayer modes, dynamic weather, game economy, driver avatar customization, car dealership and showrooms, car customization, car tuning, VR and triple screen support, photo mode, and replay gallery. Right. Continue. Here we go then, we're on. So, let's have a little look at FPS in the garage. So, you can see there at the top. So that's the CPU at the top. The CPU usage isn't really accurate on there because it's got about 14,000 cores. So I don't know what data it pulls that from, but the GPU data is accurate. So that's the usage right now. 76% is doing nothing. And 61 degrees. And that's the frames per second. I'll just uncap the FPS actually. because I've got it capped. I'm not running G-Sync or anything like that. I just cap the FPS for under my refresh rate. So let's just ditch that for now. So we're not running any FPS caps right now. The results. So I gained 1 iRating and gained safety rating. Duncan lost safety rating. How can you lose safety rating at an endurance event? All the other team members gained, apart from Dodgy Duncan, who must have had about 4,000 off tracks. Hello, Kieran. Good to see you, mate. Hope you've recovered. Yeah, the sounds do remind me of Gran Turismo. When you click the menus and all that kind of stuff. It's a bit... Right, so let's have a look at the video settings. So, we're on... That's my resolution, so we're at 4K. Does that go to 0? So, no frame rate limit. No V-Sync, no full screen, no triple screen. See, that sound, that's Gran Turismo, innit? That's Gran Turismo all over that. Hello, Charles. Good to see you. Yeah, we're not even doing anything. So these are so I've just gone to Ultra. I had it on Ultra before. I don't know why it's on. I must have changed something. But we're on Ultra settings. So 2 times anti-aliasing. Where else? Anisotropic filtering on high detail. So you can see all the settings there. I'm not going to go through them all, but out the box, Ultra settings, that's what we're going to go with. And we're going to use those settings for each test that we do. So I do want to do it in 4K, and I want to run it in 1440, like change the resolution through Windows. And we're going to see what it's like. So for me today, it's got to drive right. And I've been out on track and done a few laps, and it's got potential drive, like as a driving sim. It's definitely got potential. Performance-wise, let's have a look and see where we're at and see. Also, motion blur. So I've got that off. Was that off or was that on? Shit, what am I doing? Back. Settings, video. Graphics. Motion blur. Was that on? So that's on Ultra. So I'm going to leave it on Ultra. Then I'll do another test to see what it's like with it off. There's no panic. There's no panic. Kowalski, I've got a second PC. I've got another PC it's behind me there, but the monitor's here. Here we go then. Right, so we're going to go out on track. Can't do anything there yet, can we? We're going to go out on track, single player. Car-wise, let's have a look. So the BMW M2 seems all right. Let's take the BMW M2 out. Just the bog standard one. We'll go around Laguna Seca, I think. That's quite a new track, innit? Session-wise, 12 o'clock, that'll do. Clear weather. It's going to be loud for us, right? I can turn that down. I can turn that down, don't worry. I can turn that down. Hello, Dan. Hello, Gerard. Yeah, I need to turn off. So setting. Let's have a look at the audio actually. While we're thinking on environment, use it. Get that off. So the only thing I've done here is turn the tyres down to 20%. I don't like tyre noise in any simulator. When you're watching on board of any racing car, you can't really hear the tyres. So let me just move that out the way there so we can see what's going on. So, at the top you've got my CPU temperature, CPU usage, but we're obviously going to be using a bit more than that. There's the graphics card, the RTX 4090, chugging away, nice and cool though, it's not bad, 63. And there's the frame time. So this is the number that is important to me. Is the more consistent that is, the better. Here we'll see any spikes. So if there's any weird spikes in the game or lag, that will be displayed on that graph there. Blimey, 800. Hello 800 people. Remember, if you're here, click on the all likey button. Right, so TC, I'm going to turn the TC off. So I'm just going to do a couple of laps, nice and steady. First things first though, hang on. I've got my iRacing profile loaded, I think. So wheelbase, torque, AC Evo. So there's my, for those that are interested, that's my settings on the Acertec wheelbase. Turned it down to 18 Newton meters. No damping on or anything like that. Just for info. Right, go on then. But SimHub seems to be working now anyway, I think, with AC Evo. Let me know what the audio levels are like. Does the game audio need to be up or down? We'll figure that out on this lap. Probably need to be up a little bit, but let me know. Too quiet? Well, it's running smooth though, so at 120 frames a second there, it's running smooth. It's uncapped, so it should fly if it can. That's one thing that I never ever want to hear again. When we're going to the bridge, wait for it, listen. Bit bouncy. So it's very ACC-like with the audio, isn't it? No. The screen tearing there because we haven't got it capped and there's no G-Sync on. So it's very ACC like with the audio. It's a good version of Laguna Seca though, isn't it? It looks pretty darn good. Temps are alright. Yeah, does it do it up to the wall? On AC Evo, sorry, on ACC, when you used to go up the wall, it used to... See, just that transition there going onto the brakes, that's nice. Could feel the car starting to slide as I start to apply the brakes, you know, just the weight of the car. So there is a definite feeling of weight to the car. A little bit of weird loss of traction there, though. When you turn in, the car does feel weighty. There is weight to the car. Which is good. So, Kunos are using their own engine, graphics engine, for the game. And I think it's better than what they use on ACC. I think it looks a bit more realistic, doesn't it? I think it looks pretty good. Oh, crikey.
Tines34 donated $10 through Super Chat. Dave, are you still running XP1 pedals? I'm looking to upgrade to those from some Fanatec Elite V2s and would like some feedback.
So, Shane, thank you very much, Shane, by the way. Appreciate that. No, I'm not using the XP1 pedals. I'm running SimiCube active pedals right now, but that's not to say that the XP1 pedals aren't good. They're still very, very good. They're some of the best pedals I've ever tried in that in that price bracket. My advice would be, I mean, I say that, and I am a SimLab partner, but I'm partnered also with Huizenveld. And I've been driving on Julie's rig behind me there. That's got Huizenveld Ultimate pedals on. And I forgot just how good they were, to be honest. I forgot just how good they were. So my advice would be, if you're looking at that price bracket and you don't really want to spend any more, excellent pedals. The SimGrade VX Pros, brilliant pedals. See that? I like that loss of grip there. The SimGrade VX Pros, excellent pedals. Probably the best bang for buck pedals I've ever used. But if you can spend a little bit more money, then the Huizenveld Ultimates are awesome. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you. I've not really pushed it yet, so let's just do a push lap and see how quickly we can kill ourselves. See what it's like to drive properly. See what the weight transfer is actually like. So I've turned the TC off. Does sound quite good though. A little bit of a rasp through the exhaust. I've never used VRS pedals. Never ever used them, so I wouldn't like to comment. I can't compare them to anything. Never used them, so I would only recommend something that I've got experience with. I've heard they're very good though. I've heard the VRS pedals are really good. Sounds good though. Oh, getting a little bit lively there. I'll tell you what though, right, you've got to remember that this is like early access. I know we're paying for it, and if you're paying for something, it should be alright, shouldn't it? You would expect it to be decent. But this drives really well. This car anyway. Drives really well. Right, let's do a bit of a benchmark run. It's not going to be that accurate, but we're going to be driving around the same shit. Everybody all right? Right, so I'll start the benchmark as I cross the line, and then we'll have a look at the numbers. So just here, did that start? I don't even think that fucking started. Why didn't that start? Have I not got it set up? Am I pressing the wrong button? Hang on. Before we do that, let's just make sure that the button's set up properly. Benchmark. Oh, Control and F9. That's why. Right. Control F9. There we go. Right, when we cross the line this time, we'll do a bit of a benchmark. So it's not going to be that accurate, but we're driving the same car around the same track, so it's not going to be a million miles away. And this is just to compare to 1440 really, when we change the resolution, just to see how much of an increase there is, and see if it favours a higher resolution or not. Force feedback feels alright. I'll show you my force feedback settings soon. It feels pretty good. It feels pretty weighty. I could do it a little bit more detail if I'm being honest. You know, like the little finer details in the force feedback. I don't feel like I'm getting those. A little bit of, well, you know, I'm getting force feedback over the curves. But I just need that to be a little bit more pronounced, I think. Right, let's control F9. Ooh, that rasp. Control F9. Here we go. Come on, we cross the line. So we'll just do a lap. So the data you can see on the top there. So we've got the current frames per second. We've got the average, the next number, then we've got the 1% low, and then we've got the 0 1% low. And what you want, the 1% low and the 0 1% low, you want those to be as close to your frame rate as possible. They're the spikes, they're the dips. That's when you're going to notice the title not being smooth. So the higher those numbers, the better. So you can see the frame time is pretty constant, which means that your gameplay is pretty smooth. And it does look smooth. There's a little bit of screen tearing out here at my end. None of you guys can see it. But just because it's trying to render frames over my refresh rate, which isn't ideal. I normally cap my frames to 116, which still gives me plenty of... What was that noise? Like control, double tap F10 I think it is. There we go. And 20 cars, yeah, we'll do one of those, yeah. Yeah, so there is... I don't have any damping on, I don't believe. Have a look. Controls, so settings, so here. So no damping on. That's how I've got mine set up now. So 40%, no damping. I don't have any damping on in the software. It tripled your frames with DLSS, did it? The force feedback's good. There's a little bit more detail on iRacing. A little bit more detail. It feels a little bit more raw. There just does seem to be a little bit of damping here, which I haven't got any damping on. So I don't know why that would be the case. But let me just... I'll pull this benchmark full file up here. I've been doing a load with iRacing as well. Get rid of those. And what I did notice, which I'm keen to test, I did notice that his sim hub was running when I did some benchmarks on iRacing. It affected performance. So there's my numbers here. So average frame rate was 124 frames a second. That's just a single car, obviously. It's going to be less the more cars you add. I've not tried it in VR yet, no. No. Yeah, the Camaro looks interesting. So that's where we are there with the first benchmark, right? Let's before we actually jump out of this, let's just blimey.
Clean Weenie, I donated 99 cents
Thank you,
through
mate.
Super Chat.
Clean. What a name. What a name. Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's turned right up though, I suppose. So DLSS. Let's have a look here. So just what we've got here. So performance, balanced, quality, ultra quality. DLAA. What's D? So we'll go for quality. Let's have a look at that and see what it does. Yeah, just on the ultra preset on ACC. Just scroll it across to ultra, and we've not changed anything. Thanks, Toby. Right, so now we've got DLSS running, quality preset. So you can see we've jumped up, and it doesn't look as smooth. It doesn't look as good for me here. We'll do the same again. DLAA just means the DLSS algorithm is used for anti-aliasing, but no upscaling is in effect. Right, got you. So before we actually start changing resolutions in Windows, let's see what kind of numbers we get here with that set to quality. Like I said, it's not going to be super accurate, but it'll give us a rough number. I do like that feeling of the weight transfer. It feels really good. You can feel like when the suspension unloads, the force feedback gets a bit lighter, and then when it compresses, you can feel it. Right, here we go then. Same again. Control F9. Not accurate, but it'll give us an idea. We're pretty much drawing exactly the same thing. As long as the delta is not a million miles away, it should be pretty much the same. With the replay function is not that accurate right now, or reliable, should I say. Sometimes the bar works, sometimes it disappears, sometimes it doesn't. So probably better doing it live, driving it, a benchmark if you can. Because if you're doing any benchmarks on iRacing, the replays always perform better than your actual gameplay. So you always need to bear that in mind when doing any kind of benchmarking on iRacing. The replays always perform better. This version of Laguna is good though. Looks really, really good. Right, so Control F10. Double tap that bad boy. There we go. Right, let's have a look. $7090 Ti for 240 frames. Yeah. Right, let's have a look at there. So we'll close that first of all. Oh no, it's up in there. Right. Can you see that? So average frame rate. So by turning on DLSS, we gained, well, 30, almost 30, 29 average. 1% low was higher. 0.1% low was higher. Maximum frame rate was a lot higher. But it didn't look very nice to me. It didn't look very nice to me. Motion blur, right? Let's try that actually. Because I know motion blur is a bit of a killer. And when you're driving, you don't really need motion blur. It's all right on a replay. So we'll turn motion blur off. We'll do it again. We've got to remember where we are with it, haven't we? You know, it's early access, isn't it? So, looks like we're getting a few more frames there with motion blur off. And you don't need motion blur on when you're driving. I don't have it on when I'm on iRacing, any motion blur when I'm driving. We'll do the same test again. And right now you've got to bear in mind that there's no, I don't believe there's any like dust, tyre smoke, any dust when you go on the gravel and stuff, so it's not rendering that in the mirrors or anything. So the final release, when it's rendering that, it's going to be a bit worse as well, I think. So we need to bear that in mind. So it's going to get worse, but in that time it's going to be better optimized. You would hope anyway. You would hope. That's my thinking anyway. I'll catch up with chat in a minute. So I just want to get this done, and then, because I wouldn't really want to compromise or sacrifice anything else at the minute. I mean, high settings look pretty good. They don't look much worse than ultra. But if I've got the hardware to run ultra with a couple of little tweaks, such as DLSS and motion blur, right, let's have a look. Control F9.
Karma Hashira donated £5 through Super Chat. Been on iRacing for just over 2 weeks currently at B class. What prototype car would you recommend?
Thank you very much, Karma. Appreciate that. What prototype car? LMP2. I think that's the best. I think it drives really well. The other ones, they don't. On iRacing, the hybrid system doesn't work as it's supposed to. So it doesn't really make me want to drive them because it's not authentic and it's not accurate the way that the hybrid system is used on iRacing. So it's not that accurate. So I would recommend the LMP2 if you want to start driving prototypes. The LMP3 is good fun, but it's tough to drive. The LMP2 I think is a little bit easier to drive than the LMP3. You've got to wring the neck of the LMP3 a bit more to be quicker. But thank you for that, I appreciate it. Very kind of you. So I don't know if any of the other tracks are worse than this one with regards to frame rate. If anybody knows, let me know. Right. So again, not the most accurate tests here, but it gives us an idea, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, a 4090 isn't like the silver bullet, is it? You know, just because you've got a good GPU, all the other technology improves, doesn't it? Right, let's have a look here. So that's closed. So not much. So motion blur cost us, on average, just under 1.5 frames by turning off motion blur. So I'm running at 4K. I'll show you my resolution for those if those have just joined. So I'm at 3840 by 2160. Ultra settings, I've just made a couple of little tweaks here. Motion blur's never been on. It was on. Oh, motion blur strength. It wasn't on. You're right. The quality. Well, if it's on 0, I'm going to leave it on 0. I'm not even going to bother with that then. Sorry, I was looking at... Force feedback settings, move away from keyboard and mouse. What do you mean? Oh, there. Sorry. There. There's my force feedback settings. So it doesn't matter what that's on. There's my force feedback settings. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So that's, we'll put it back on Ultra. So we don't have any DLSS on. So no upscaling mode, so that won't affect that. Motion blur is as it was, isn't it? We don't have any on. And I'm going to change the resolution in Windows. Wayne Schneider, thanks for subscribing, Wayne. Thank you. So I've not tried any of this on the other computer yet with the Ryzen. I don't know what it's going to be like with that on. So I'm just going to change the resolution on in Windows. So what's going on here? So here we're kind of stuck. We've got no menu. I mean, I like the garage thing. I do like this, but I'd like a menu to get out. 7950X3D on that computer behind. I've got an Intel 14900K in this one. Right, so we're going to have to kill this Stone Dead. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Performance processors. Let's have a look. Right, it's closed now. So there's the first Control-Alt-Delete. So I'm going to change the Windows resolution. Now I hope it doesn't mess with OBS. It might do. So we'll just have to change that. I enjoyed Daytona. It was good. If time allows, then I'll do it again. Right. Is that still right? So I'm at 1440 now. So let's jump back in. Ooh. Mark Cheesehead Engineer Long has become a member. Thank you, mate. Dave Cam stream makes Monday morning bearable, and there is no French maid outfit. Yes. Lucky for you. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you. Right, so we should be at 1440 now. We are. I can tell it looks a little bit ropier. So, native resolution, 1440. Graphics, we're on ultra still. You can see the frames per second in the garage is a lot higher. And we're going to do the same again. We're going to drive the BMW M2. Same one. It was 12 o'clock, wasn't it? At Laguna Seca. 12, yeah. Job's a good one. Thank you, Mark. So, you'll have to tell me what you think it looks like. Can you notice a difference in quality on the stream? First of all. I'm speeding. Just drag that down. So, can you notice the difference in quality? Because it's going to be a consideration, isn't it? If you're going to get a lot more frames and it doesn't look any different, because it still looks alright to me. I can notice a couple of jaggies that I couldn't really notice before. And to be honest, like 1080 is good enough for sim racing. Yeah, so it shouldn't look any different, I wouldn't have thought, to you, because you're watching it at the most, at best, at 1440. I can notice a difference here because obviously it was 4K before and it isn't anymore. But frames per second's taken a big improvement. But certainly still playable for me now at this resolution on this 4K telly. Certainly. Still looks pretty sharp. Still looks good. We'll do the same test again. So it doesn't look like the GPU's working as hard. You know, it's dropped a couple of percent. It was up to 99% earlier on. So as that's probably one of the big differences. It's just not having to work as hard. The temps are lower, and it's not using as much. And that benchmark, the Riva Tuner UI is a lot bigger now. So it's not an accurate test, this, because we're not exactly replicating what we did on the previous one. So you've got to bear that in mind. This just gives us an idea of what we're dealing with and where we're at, and how much you're losing by playing at a higher resolution. So yeah, it's native resolution in Windows. So it's a 4K display, but in Windows this is running the native resolution of what's in Windows, if that makes sense. Because I think that makes a difference when you're playing games on a computer. If you run it at something that isn't the native resolution, or what the game sees as the native, it doesn't perform as well. So let's see what we get over the line. I should really name those results, shouldn't I? So let me have a look here then. We'll get the right desktop benchmarks. Here we go. Right. So I'll just rename this Ultra 4K, and then the next one we did was Ultra DLSS. And the next one was with the motion blur, but that wasn't on, so we'll delete that one. So Ultra 1440. So average 179.6 compared to 124.7. So we've gained a fair old chunk of FPS there by going to 1440. Is it worth it? I mean, I would cap my frames at 116 anyway. Minimum frame rate on the 4K was 114, but you've got to bear in mind as well that we're not actually racing with any of the cars right now, which is a consideration. So I don't need to do any more tests. We know that the 1440 is a lot better. Right, I'm going to go to 4K. I'm going to go back to 4K, should I say. Andre Christian, thanks for subscribing, Andre, if you're still there. It drives all right. It drives all right. I need to drive a couple of other cars in anger, really. But from the brief testing that I've done, it's positive. My thoughts are positive, definitely. But Xbox, I think, is your best, or Nintendo Wii. Hello, Jules. I'm not gossiping. I'm doing some testing, Julie. Bryce, which pedals? Semi-Cube Ultimate versus Pro. I wouldn't advise anybody to buy the Ultimate unless money's no object and you know you're mental. The Pros, like just the same experience. So people get excited about, oh, you can't really do much on it, but this is just a teaser, really, isn't it? And I agree, it shouldn't. Let's have a look at the video. So we're back at 4K now. I'll show you guys. Back at 4K. We're on Ultra, so bog standard Ultra, back at 4K. We're going to set up a single player race, quick race. We'll do Laguna Seca again. And then we'll just have a little look at the old frame. Single make on. That'll do. Starting position. We're going to start P20. So we'll draw. Can we increase that? Do we go? It's a bit mental having that many cars, but let's try and stress test the old system. I would imagine so. I think they're overdue one, aren't they? I think. We don't want that car though. We'll go in the car that we've just been driving. Just keep things the same. So the only thing that we're changing is the cars on track. Are you streaming the wedding? Definitely not. Definitely not. At 4K, you don't need 4X. You don't need 4X at 4K. You really don't. That's just as it is standard, so I'm just leaving it just so it's a couple of tiny jaggies there, look, on the back window. That could probably... But I'll keep it as it is just for this one. There we go then. Brands Hatch! We're doing it. We're doing it Brands Hatch. Laguna Seca is what we want. 12 o'clock. Want the same time. 12. So we're going to go... We can only have 22 cars here now. So 10 laps, 22 opponents. I want to keep up though. Pointless doing some tests if they've all pissed off. And I've never raced it yet, man. Give us a chance. Right, so 70 odd frames a second. Holy shit balls. We'd last. Right, so we're still 100 frames though. What's going on here? I'm scared to overtake. Is he just got a sideswipe here? So performance drops a bit, but it's still alright though, it's still really smooth. I don't know if it looks smooth to you guys, but it's a smooth 100 frames a second. You know, sometimes you can get 100 frames a second that looks like absolute rubbish. Well, this looks... I don't know if this is a good idea. It's tapped out. Oi, 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 you maniac! What's it doing? Yeah, it... If you look at the frame time and it's a bit more... It still looks alright though. So the spike there. Felt that. Right, I'll see if I can just benchmark a lap. Just for the crack. So the big stutter there. So there was no stutters earlier on when I was on my own. Gosha and Halsey, thank you both for subscribing. Thank you. Appreciate that. So GPU temp's gone up a tiny bit. They're working a little bit harder now. Oh my god. So it has had an impact, definitely, as you would expect, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. We're going to get some proper driving after this. I just wanted to test this. Get this lap done. Yeah, the AI is absolute rubbish. Absolute garbage. Get off this track, away from these maniacs. We'll have a look at the results. So we don't want that. We want that. And we want that. And we want that. I know we don't want that. We want that. So, average frames per second, 102. So we lost 22 average from driving on our own on track to driving with 22 other cars. Which I don't think is bad. We're still averaging over 100 frames per second. Ultra at 4K. And for a game that's early access, I think that's all right. I think that's acceptable, to be honest. I do, anyway. I mean, we're paying. It's difficult, isn't it? Because we're paying for something. We're not getting it for free. We're not just downloading it like we did with Ren Sport or whatever else. We're actually paying for it, so you should expect a decent product at the end of it. But it's early. We've got to remember that it's early access. No, just on a single Halsey, just on a single 4K screen. No, Sim Racer, I agree. Will I upgrade to a 5090? I won't buy one. There's no need to buy one. Like for me, with a 4090. Yeah, no DLSS. So it's just native 4K, just the standard ultra settings. There, so no upscaling. So I can't change that. So that's not active if you can't change it, is it? Yeah. So none. Everything else is just bog standard ultra settings, whatever they are. So I don't think that's bad. I don't think that's bad. The iRacing M2 feels a lot livelier than this one. And the one in Race Room feels a lot... Race Room? R-Factor 2 feels a lot livelier than this one. This feels a little bit more planted, a bit easier to drive. And that was my worry when I tried when I tried this. Excuse me. When I tried this at the Sim Racing Expo in October, it felt like an arcade game, like Gran Turismo or something. It felt like really easy, like as if you couldn't spin. And I thought, please don't say it's going down that route, because obviously people were already getting hyped up. So I was kind of a bit when I tried it at the Expo. But now you get it on your own rig and you turn off the assists. I mean, I understand why they do it at the Expo. You don't want people throwing themselves off track every 2 seconds. You want them to get around the track. And I just had to go on it on somebody's rig, so I didn't go in the booth at the Expo to try it. I'm not part of that cool crowd. So I just went on somebody's rig to try it. But I'm pleased that it feels much better, that it feels more like a sim, if that makes sense. Compared to the original Assetto, I disagree, Lee. I disagree. Yeah, I think I was never a huge fan of the original AC, which is why I've only got like 160 hours on it. It just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel right. Whereas this feels like it's going in a much better direction. A little bit. I'm going to try. I had to go in the Porsche Cup car earlier on, doing some laps. And that's got potential to be the best Porsche Cup car in sim racing. As you probably know, that the iRacing Porsche Cup car is one of my favourite cars in sim racing. But it's notoriously difficult to drive, and a lot of real life racing drivers who've raced the Porsche Cup car said it's not realistic. The real Porsche Cup car's got much more grip than that, coming out the turns, getting on the gas. So this feels a lot more planted. The curbs feel much better. Hello, Bob. But we need to remember, I'm going to keep banging on about this. We need to remember that it's early access. Right, so we're going to load up a different car. And we're going to... We'll do the... We'll do the Porsche Cup car. Why have I just quit the game? Why the fucking hell have I just quit the game? ACC Evo Cup car feels like there's too much grip. I liked, so far, from a driving perspective, I like the weight of the car. You can feel that when you transfer the weight from the rear to the front, when you're transitioning, when you're going over the crest, or, just that transition, you can feel the weight load, the steering loads up with the tyres. So you can feel what the car's doing. You can feel the car on the track, which is good, which is that's the fundamental, isn't it? This thing here, or these things here, these are Govee light bars, so I could make those change with SimHub. But this is a Pro Switch panel from Precision Sim Engineering. Yeah, Matt, I agree. It's only right because it's popular, because a lot of people do it. Oh, this here. So I've got 4 of these. So I've got 2 on here, and I've got one down here. These are Govee light bars, and I've got one behind me there. So they're connected to SimHub. So I'll quickly show you if you want. Well, I mean, that's what this stream's all about. It's just chilling. We're just chilling. I've got them turned off actually at the moment. So ambient lights. Let me have a look. Why haven't I got them connected? I haven't got them connected for some reason. Oh, there. That's why. Idiot. So they'll change now. Edit profile. Let me just have a look here. Profiles manager. How do you do it again? I can't remember. How do you go to the test profile? Scene settings, there we go. I think that's how you do it, isn't it? I can't remember now. Bear with us. Where'd you find the test editor at again? Edit profile. That's not it. Anyway. The work, so it's powered off exit. Why have I done that? Color effects. See, I've messed them all up now. I maybe didn't set them back up. Actually, I don't think I actually set them back up when I formatted again. Did I? I can't remember. Anyway, the connected. Sorry, I should show you the screen. They're connected via ambient lights in SimHub. They're just on here. And they're set up here. I can't remember how. Where the profile, like I can see the profile manager, but you know you can. The test editor where you set them up, I can't remember how you do that now. So as you click them there, look, you can see it change colour. I can't remember, so I'll disable them anyway, just for now. Let me catch up, sorry. Hello, Bill, how are you doing? Dave Cam, use the code Dave Cam, you'll get 5% off if you're looking at getting anything Acertech. So, this stream sponsored by PC Specialist, as you can see here. Just here. Link down below in the description if you want to go and check them out. So, get back onto AC Evo. I'm going to go and check the dogs, so you'll have to bear with us just for a second. So, single player. This time, we're going to drive something in anger. We'll drive a race car. The Mercedes-Benz GT2. What tracks have we got? Imola, Brands, Mount Panorama. Should we try Suzuka? Should we do that? I'm just going to go and practice. 12 o'clock start time, that'll do. Camaro with no TC. Yeah, I'll do Mount Panorama. I'll try another car at Mount Panorama. So, we know performance-wise, 1440 is going to give you a big FPS boost. While we're sitting static here, actually, in the car, let me just try something. So we're getting 122 frames a second there. Let me just close SimHub, just out of interest. No, so it's not. So SimHub isn't hurting performance on AC Evo, but it was on iRacing for some reason. I don't know why. Oh my God, what an absolute idiot I am. I did that before. Why? I'm sure I clicked Suzuka. There we go. GT2, 12 o'clock, Suzuka, clear weather, happy days. I'm enjoying it. It's good. It's not something that I'll play between now and the final release, really, unless there's an update. Cries at 20 frames a second on your 3060, yeah. I've not tried night or anything. So here, so you can see there are some jaggy edges. Let me just see if, so see at the top of the bonnet there, or the hood. Let me see if 4 times AA gets rid of that. Because normally you don't need 4x when you're running at 4K. You can't really see it. You might not be able to see it at 1440, but I can see it here. Yeah, that's a bit better. And let's see if 8x just makes my computer blow up. So that doesn't look a lot better than 4x there. At 8x. I presume you don't have to restart the sim. Let me actually try. Sorry, this is the kind of stream you came for, guys. So we'll jump back in, Suzuka. Let's just have a look at those telephone wires. Yeah, so you don't need to restart the sim. It's exactly the same. But we are at Ultra 8 times AA. You've got to bear that in mind at 4K. And the game's just it's brand new. Try DLAA. It's better than MSAA. What, better with regards to performance or? Which one was it? What did we have? Sharp. Was it on here on this upscaling mode? Which one was it on? DLAA. Is that the one you meant? An FSR3 preset. Yeah, that's super smooth now. I can't see any edges now. But the FPS is taking a bit of a hit, but it does look much better. It's crazy, isn't it? Like, yeah, I think that looks really good. If you look at the telephone wires there now, you might not be able to see them very clearly. You can lower MSAA now. See, that's what this stream's all about, folks. We're doing it together. So MSAA can go down. Where's MSAA? There we go. So to 4x. In fact, let's try 2x. Just see how shit it looks. Yeah, that looks better, doesn't it? We're back over 100 frames. That looks better. Lost about 20 frames, Lee, on the last race. So let's just go over what we did there, folks, because that's really important for everybody, I think, to know. So DLSS preset to DLAA. The anti-aliasing down to 2x. Happy days. Turn off MSAA. Where, hang on, turn it off. See there, the jaggies are back, so you do need some MSAA. See what you've done? See what you've done? You broke it. You broke my computer. I did piss it off there, didn't it? It's like, stop messing. It's like when you're doing your kids' hair for school. Like, stop messing with me. Right. Back in. Let's have a look then. So back at Suzuka Drive single player, Suzuka Grand Prix. Let's get out of that little Fiat. What we're driving, Merc, weren't we? GT2 back. So let me confirm. Suzuka GP, 12 o'clock, exactly the same. Let's see where it was, see where it left us. And such, of course, the Evo is the crystal meth of Sims. So, video, graphics. So, put that back on 2x because it did look a bit shit with none on. DLAA. Apply that. I mean, look at that though. Look how smooth the edges are there at 2x. That looks pretty darn good, you know. Wires are acceptable. So you can't really see any jaggies, really, can you, on the car? And the lighting's good, isn't it? The reflections on the windows and stuff. That shiny carbon. Right, I'm going to go and check on the dogs. Let me just see if the car blows itself up. Move that down there. Just give us 2 minutes. I'll go and check on the old dogs. Right, back. Dogs are fine. They haven't chewed anything up. Right, so now we're going to try and drive this car in anger and see what the driving's like when you're trying to push on a bit. Right, so back to pit lane. So vehicle setup, what can we change in here? Everything. I quite like the UI though. The UI is quite nice. So there's no TC settings in the car. Electronics, there should be TC there, shouldn't there? Fuel strategy. 30 litres will be plenty. Is that all you can change in the GT2s? Maybe that's all you can change, I don't know. Aero. Right. I'm not too bothered about that anyway. Do the active ABS. Should we try that actually, James? Should we try that now? So brake. So ABS. So it's working on my foot now. We'll soon find out. I'll tell you. Oh, speed. I'm sorry. No. I'm getting ABS lights on my grid browse here, but I'm not getting any effect through the pedal. And what I'm going to do, since we're not testing things now, I'm just going to quickly cap my frames to what I normally cap it at, just to give me the smoothest experience possible. With that cursor. Right, let me know what the audio's like. Is it loud enough for you? Still quite a bit of weight through the steering wheel there. Feels very ACC like, you know, at speeds, the spike there, at speed, as the suspension's moving. It does feel quite ACC like, the force feedback there. It's quite responsive to, I've said it before, to how the car's balanced. You know, like if you just like a partial lift off the throttle, it'll stop the car from understeering. It's quite responsive to that. Right, what's the crack here? Curb feels nice. Hey up, what's going on here? At least you can run over the curbs. Oh. Yeah, there is a bit of reverb that's unnecessary, I think. I tell you what, this thing's pretty fucking rapid. This thing is quick. Wonder why they put a GT2 car in there. It does feel a bit ACC like though, you know. It's definitely got ACC traits in the handling. Like, if somebody blindfolded me and I was able to drive without being able to see, it doesn't suffer that weird loss of traction that ACC does sometimes. But when you're accelerating through high-speed turns, it does feel like ACC. Like here, the way the car's kind of bouncing over those bumps at high speed. Yeah, this feels like ACC. No, it doesn't feel like ACC, but it's got ACC traits. And as you would expect, obviously they're not going to ditch everything at this stage. Oh, crikey. We've got to get data from somewhere. a starting point. But that noise is ACC. The audio is ACC. And I don't mind that, even though I'm not the biggest ACC fanboy. I don't mind that they've carried things over from ACC, because that's obviously tried and tested, and they know it works, so at least people can experience the game engine. But I wouldn't like to think that they're just going to be like, ah, well, it's in there now and it's working, so we'll focus on something else. Because a lot of people have been critical of ACC force feedback, and I've never had a massive problem with it, I must say. I really haven't. There's a good feeling of weight to the car. Jeez. Come on, get back. The car's quite controllable though, it's quite fun to drive. Just feel like sound like ACC as well though, doesn't it? I'll get that turn right at some point. Just that oversteer there, very similar. I feel a little bit deflated, you know. I mean, deflated on one hand, like for the reasons I've mentioned. I would have liked them to have changed it all completely, but it's early days, it's early access, we've got to remember that. And the fundamentals of AC Evo, from what I've seen so far in the brief testing that I've done, are really good, like really good. The cars are responsive to what you're doing, the controls. Curbs feel pretty good. Yeah. And see the way I entered that hairpin there on ACC, I would have lost lost all feeling through the force feedback. It would have gone like dead. You know, like that weird loss of traction thing that I've mentioned before. But I like it. I like it. I would race this. You know, if there's an online race now with these cars, this combo, I would race it. It's good enough for me to want to race it. A little bit floaty there. A little bit floaty there. Oh yeah, you compare this to Rennsport. I was quite excited about Rennsport until I realised it was just a money-making exercise for esports. And then I lost all interest in it and vowed never to touch it again. You know, they're not... I didn't get the impression that they were passionate about what they were trying to do. I got the impression that they were passionate about selling it to somebody to, or sell the rights to somebody to use it as an esports environment. honestly though, I mean, compare this to what I did at the Expo. And I was driving the Porsche at Imola. It must have been the Porsche Cup car. I didn't really pay that much attention, but it must have been the Porsche Cup car at Imola that I was driving. So that's what we're going to do next. But compared to the experience that I had there, it's like chalk and cheese, honestly. Like chalk and cheese. And like frames per second wise, over 100 frames. With traffic, it might be down to 90, 95. And that's now as well, when the game's not properly optimised. Brake a little bit earlier here, Dave. Better. Well, I'm impressed with that, you know. I'm impressed with that. Road cars is where it shines, right. I'm actually impressed with that. I mean, I really am. Oh shit, what have I pressed there? Better than I thought it was going to be there. Much better. The Miatis, we could try the mix. I'll tell you what, let's have a look then. We'll go to Brands Hatch Indy. The Mazda. Mazda. That's what we've got there. The oldest, the Cup car. MX-5 Cup manual sequential. We'll go sequential, so I don't have to change wheels. Presentation. So they're just different liveries, aren't they? So Brands Hatch Indy. There we go. Let's try this then. So Kalin Petrescu, Transpilot, Halsey, did I mention you? I think I did. Scott Firth, Norbert Baller, thank you all for subscribing. Sorry. So this is sequential. This one. I do have the H pattern. Right, okay, so it's a hand sequential. I'm not going to set it up. I just want to try it. That sounds good. It's a lively little thing. Ooh. This is lively. Ooh. We'll leave it in third there. This feels good. This feels good. Shit. Kurt, I tell you what, The way the car goes over the curbs is really nice. This would be raceable. No doubt about it. This would be raceable. Like, I want to race this now. Yeah, this would be all right. What do you know? I think it sounds good. I think it sounds really good. Controllable. Which is what you want, isn't it? You want to... The most important thing is you want to be staying on track. See, the thing is, when you don't have any real-world racing experience, like with race cars, I have no idea what a race car feels like to drive. You know, you can imagine, but I have no idea. You know, I don't even drive fast on the road, you know, I don't really drive fast. I've always been a biker, I've always got my kicks doing motorcycle track days. I always like to ride a bike fast on a track, but not a car. So trying to... See, a bit too much there. So trying to compare it to... Oh, you shithouse. Trying to compare it to something is difficult. Oh, that hurt. Yeah, the brake bar is 80%. That's not right, is it? No, I'm on a single 4K running Ultra. Have you figured how to get rid of the auto shift yet? I wasn't auto shifting. I don't believe. No, I was manual shifting. I was manual shifting then. You had me doubting myself then. Update just dropped. Bryce, would you ever share your Ace Tech force feedback settings for Race Hub and in games iRacing force feedback settings for each car? I've noticed the difference between cars. So, no, I don't really change from car, to be honest. I just don't run much damping at all. But I don't mind sharing it with anybody. So, yeah, I don't... let's have a look at the assists. So there, so you just go to assists. I have mine on custom. I don't know why I've got automatic ignition on. Makes it easier. But there's my assists, none. So automatic clutch. So let me quit this actually and see if the update does anything. Not that it will. 39 gigabyte patch. What? Update queued. Have a look here. Let me have a look. Download that. Yeah, 38.9 gig. Fixed settings controlled UI page presenting correct visualization for bound icon controls. Added axis visualization into the settings controlled UI page. Cast customization is now enabled in offline mode. That's a big old patch, that though, isn't it? It's not. It's 38.9 gigabytes. Ah, got you. Right. Okie dokie. It seems to be taking a long time to download that then. Ah, right, got you. Let's have a look, see if anything's changed. I don't know what my I don't know what my download speed is. I think that's what I'm paying for. The upload's nowhere near that though, I don't think. Shit. Right, so we're still no further forward, are we? Let's get rid of that. Yeah, it's about that. How are you feeling about the endurance at Daytona? It was all right. It was good. I mean, I didn't do it during the night, so it was easy for me. The poor lads did the night shift and they had it tough, I think. I get 40 megabytes a second, live around the corner, right? No fiber, right? I'm on Virgin. You don't need that download speed, though, do you, really? So what are we checking out here? So driver profile. So Dave Cameroon. Dave Cam. DCM. Age 25. Oh, my dogs are barking in there. And don't anybody take the piss because I typed 25. Don't, before anybody starts, does it save that now? Ah. Sean, don't even, just pack it in. Right, where's customize? Where's customize? Nothing in there. What do you mean? Customize vehicle, right, okay. Ah, wheels, let's have a look. Ooh. Ho, ho, ho. Gotta have black wheels, haven't you? Is that the clear coat on the wheels? Yeah, so matte. That looks dog shit, doesn't it? So exterior, body colour. That looks pretty cool though, in that colour. Custom. Do you know what? I couldn't drive a car that colour. I'd be so conscious. It looks quite nice. Marcus, thanks for the sub. And Mabix and Mike, thank you all. I like bright colours. I just couldn't. I would feel self-conscious. Like I always seem to buy like a black car. Like I had the Mustang that I had, flash car, but black. The car I've got now is black. What's auto switch view do? Exterior, brake caliper colour. Oh. I mean, I'd have like coloured brake calipers. I quite like yellow calipers, you know. Can't beat red brake calipers though, can you? So let's apply that one and see if it saves that. Let's try a different car. Garage. So BMW M2 customize exterior body color. Does it just change? You can't. Yeah, you can't change that. Headlight color. All right, okay. Good crack. Wheels. Wheel color. Custom. I could just see. I could spend hours doing this kind of shit. There, how's that? You just can't see this money working out. Yeah, so I could spend hours doing that. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop doing that because that's no fun, is it? Just cosmetic. Just cosmetic. Let's try back in that our bath. I saved that. Red calipers, yellow car. Well, mustard coloured car. Save that. Chalex, Happy New Year, mate. I have driven the Merc. I've just been driving it. Pretty good. Mazda's good. Let's drive another car, actually. Porsche Cup. Single player. Porsche Cup car. It's Imola, because that's what I drove at the Sim Racing Expo. So I don't want one with ABS. I don't want one with TC. I want the... which one? Is it just the Carrera Cup one? Porsche Cup Experience. That one. ABS variant. That one. I don't want... We're going to have to customise this one, aren't we? Exterior. No, I don't want to do that. Parts. What's parts? Race Logic device. Right, so you can get rid of the Race Logic. Endurance spec front bumper. So we've got the lights there, look. Auxiliary LED strip on the top there. Strip 2 on there. Strip 3 on there. I'm going to go full position display. Where's that? Where's that normally displayed then? Miles himself, hello mate, how are you doing? Can you get rid of the visor strip? Sorry, you can't even see any of that, can you? My camera was behind it again, sorry. So car controls, hazard, flash, rain, pit limiter, animations. Let's have a look in here. So the race logic's there. Has that started that or not? Don't think it has, is it? I can see the pedals actually moving there. Car controls. Right. Let's get off this. Let's get out of that because I'm getting sucked in again. Federico, thanks for the sub. Thanks, Federico. Right. I'm just going to drive this Imola. So, Imola. 12 o'clock, practice session. Let's see what the Porsche Cup car's like. Will I ever try drifting? Or review for the tube. What are your Invictus settings, Dave? I'll show you if you want. So Invictus settings. So these are the ones that I run for iRacing. So I have the force all the way up to 27 Newton meters. Torque behavior prediction on 1. No damping, a little bit of friction. But for AC Evo, got rid of the friction, torque behavior prediction off, and reduced the force to 18 Newton meters. And in this sim, I think I'm running. Oh shit! I think I'm running 40% gain. I think. Oh shit! What am I doing? 40% gain. Yeah, 40% gain in AC Evo. And that seems to be alright. Seems to feel quite nice. So vehicle setup. So no ABS, no TC, fuel strategy, 30 litres, that'll do. We're not really bothered. We're not going to be setting any blistering lap times, are we? Hello Mark, how are you doing? Good to see you, pal. Ah, so we've gone for the same, have we? What Pop put up on the AC Discord? This stream. For a proper benchmark, do a full grid whilst raining. Yeah. Right, so I did a little bit of testing in this car. And this has got potential, like I mentioned earlier on, to be the best Porsche Cup car in sim racing. So we'll get that brake bias down. I don't know how accurate that is. So how low can you go? 55%. But this doesn't feel like anything like, it doesn't feel anything like, should I say, the version of AC Evo that I played at the Sim Racing Expo. Now that I've got it home on my rig, with my settings, with no assists, I just need to figure out how to get rid of that whoosh noise. You know, when you go under gantries, etc., and bridges. Wait for it. Oh, cheers, Mark. Hope you're well, mate. I mean, look how much better it takes the curbs. So, from what I've heard, from, you know, when I've watched real life racing drivers talking about probably my favourite car in sim racing, which is the Porsche Cup car on iRacing, they've said it's not realistic. It's not how the car feels. There's much more grip on power in the real Porsche Cup car than it has on iRacing. Shit, am I going to get that stopped? And this feels as though it has a lot more grip. It's very, very sensitive to weight transfer, a bit like the Mercedes was. But it's got that weight feel at the rear, like typical Porsche fashion there, as you can see. You know, as you throw the car in, which is really good. The weight of the car is being moved around physically, and it affects how the car behaves when you're turning in. Really, really good. So I don't mind that kind of thing. But you can see I don't have any TC. And on iRacing, if I go on the gas like that in second gear, I would have been in all kinds of trouble. Same in third gear. Yeah, loads of grip. Loads of grip. But no doubt... Oh, Scheiße. You get yourself into trouble really, really quickly if you were a bit excited, shall we say. I can hear the wheels locking up a little bit. I can hear the tyres. I can't really feel it so much. The Porsche pendulum effect, yeah. Like there, just getting on the gas, bit of understeer, just ploughing the front. It's not, you know, spinning the rears and making it loose. Just getting a little bit of understeer. Locked up there though. So the front tyre, front inside left tyre, nice and toasty because we locked up there. And again locked up again there. Yeah, it's not easy to drive. Pop, 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 pop. It's not easy to drive. Look at that grip there. But I like that. I don't mind that. You can get punctures as well. So presumably flat spots are a thing. We'll try that in a minute. See if we can actually get one. Oh, wait, oh, yeah. On iRacing would have been dead there. Would have been dead there. Casually backing it in there. Felt good. There's the Ferrari as well, isn't there? I saw Pablo, iRacing streamer, not familiar with him. Pablo Ruju, or PGZ, on Twitch, driving, or he posted up on Twitter that the Ferrari felt good around Bathurst, so we might try that. I couldn't hear what he said on my phone, so I didn't know what he said about it, but he typed saying that it felt good. Or about AC Evo in general, I think. You've got to be a little bit smoother than what I'm being, I think. Yeah, that's better. Just winding things back a little bit. Up, 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 up. So second gear there, full on the gas. All right. Let's try and see if we get a flat spot. Oh! So much going on. I don't know if you can see the steering wheel moving there. I can feel something. Do you see that moving? So much going on with the tyres. Let's try and do it again. Yeah. Goes away after a bit, does it? Try and do it again. Tyres are nice and toasty now. Yeah, it's like I'm driving on hexagons now. Right. Can't see anything though, can you? The lighting's not great, is it? Was that some kind of traction, launch control there? Hang on. So is that launch control? No. Reese, thanks for subscribing, and Bazza, and Stiggy Wiggy, and Kiriksu. Thank you all. Oh, you can't see. Pro streamer. Sorry. So, all I was thinking was, so in neutral, we can just give the beans full revs, but clutch in, first gear, it won't rev beyond whatever that is, 4,000 RPM. So I presume that's launch control. That's good. Soft limiter. So can you actually pop the tyres? Sounds pretty good though, doesn't it? Yeah, probably. Left seems to be popped. What, left tyre? They're alright. They're alright. Oh! Right, let's have a look. Change view. It feels like crap. Seems like going round a right-hander. It's not handling too bad considering there's no PSI in it. I've got the update. I've just downloaded it, unless there's another one. On the ball! Driver 95. We don't mess about here. We don't hang about who's boys, do we? And girls. That's good. Oh shit, what have I done there? Exit to main menu. Right. So I want to try the Ferrari. All. Ferrari. With the Challenge Evo, won't it? Trophy. So there, it's just that one, isn't it? We'll have that one. Customize. What can you? Sorry, I'm getting dragged in again. I'll do this though, so you can see what we're actually changing. Body color. What can we change here? Oh. 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 A little bit of a shine on them. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh. Oh, yes. Where's the So I've got two. Oh, yes, two LED. What's these? What's the where's the auxiliary lights? I'm not gonna do that. I'll apply that. Wheels, exterior. Windshield banner design. Yeah, well, look at that. Look at that. Would you just look at that? That's not a bad looking motor, that is it? That is not a bad looking car at all. She's out. She's at work, Mark. She's at work. I'm all right. Right, that'll do. Apply that. That's what we're taking out on track. That's what we're taking out on track. You lost us, yeah. You did for a moment. So Bathurst, that's what we're going to do. Bathurst, Imola, Mount Panorama. We'll go 12 o'clock again. Clear weather. Right, let's see what this is. I'm going to have a look at that now and see what the actual braking is like. It's hard to monitor that real time without a telemetry graph or without watching it back. So fueling strategy, let's go 30 litres just to see what it's like. We're on slicks. I'm not going to make any of the changes, that'll do. But I tell you what, that car looks good though, doesn't it? Is it just me, or does that sound like super sexy? My wife is in shambles right now. She said we need to talk. That doesn't sound good. Wife just passed through, gave me a weird look. Yeah. Yeah, can't adjust the brake bias. Handling GTX Forza, impressive. I mean, I've said it a million times. We've got to consider where the game is now, and it's early access, isn't it? Early access, but it's definitely got some ACC traits. Have I got a TC? Oh, can you hear that turbo? Is it a turbo? Oh, isn't that downshift? Oh. I haven't even, oh, there's a weird bump there at the top. I haven't even revved the nuts off it yet. This is fucking fast. Two 285, 290. Oh, what? Why? How is it so fast? Oh, I'll tell you what. I do like the sound of this. Don't like that V-reverb. Fucking V-reverb. Reverb. Shit. We just need a bit more rotation. I don't want to go down too much on the TC at the minute. Might need to just knock the TC down a little bit. Yeah, I think we do. A little bit of understeer. Not getting much slip. Oh shit, the rear, she said. Right, concentrate now. Oh, is this a, I presume this is a brand new scan, because there was like a little jump there at the top that I've never experienced before. Right, here we go, come on. I think the graphics look good for where the game is. It feels a bit better now. The TC is down to 1. Somebody remind me to test the braking just to see where we are, if we need a bit more finesse than we do on ACC. I'm going to check it. I haven't forgotten, mates. I haven't forgotten. Oh, they have the bump already. I'm missing that apex there, though. Now we're farming. tell you what. This is pretty decent. This is pretty decent. Do I think it'll come to the Game Boy? Yeah. Dial down the audio. What do you mean the... Not looked at that really yet. The everything else audio. Do one more lap. Just... Oh no, I won't. What was that? Oh shit.
Eric Yagel donated $5 through Super Chat. Dave, have any interest in driving a real race car in the States? You are welcome to come drive mine if you would like.
Eric. Oh, I would love to. Thank you for that, Eric. Thank you for that. But regarding driving a real race car, I'm too old, too fat, and too scared, I think. But thank you, Eric. Appreciate that. Thank you, mate. I tell you what, though, guys. This is good. Let's have a look at the audio. So somebody said about dialing the audio down. So parts, bodywork, exterior. Let's just... It maybe is a little bit too much going on. Environment 70, opponents 80. SCCA car. I'm only 25, Jezzy, you're right. Well remembered. I'll replay the lap. Hang on. Good idea, actually. Not really checked the replay, have we? So that should disappear, shouldn't it? Yeah. I'll give you a look at this without me. Doesn't look bad, does it? I'm just going to go and check the dogs while this is playing. Just give us 2 minutes. Oh my word, it looks spectacular. Doesn't it though? Look at the birds in the background. Oh, look at that. What a beast. I'll try the brakes properly now, JB. I'll jump back in and try the brakes. to answer your question, I'm going to call you as Vic. I'm running a PC Specialist PC, the sponsor of this stream. Don't you know? Die Zombie, go on, yeah. Fire away. I'm gonna test some brakes, but go on, fire away, mate. I mean, as long as it's not marital advice or anything like that. I'm gonna test the brakes now and see if slamming the brake pedal is efficient or not. I don't know if it's coming to console or not. Probably will do, I would imagine. Of course, the original Assetto Corsa was console. ACC was console. Just wait for Die Zombie to ask his question. Yeah, if you look back, you'll see what I've gone through and changed nothing really. Would I recommend AC Evo or LMU if I can only afford one? Right now, LMU. It's more developed, it's more advanced. You can race online. Even though I'm like loving this, especially this combo here, this Ferrari, especially this. Unless you like hot lapping on your own, I wouldn't say there's a reason to buy it. You can probably watch many YouTube videos and read up online and get a feel for what it's like. If you like hot lapping, it's worth it, but if you can only afford one, I would buy LMU, just because you can race online. Right, I'm going to try the brakes. I'll tell you what, this car sounds fucking good. I'll put the FPS counter back on, shall I? Bathurst, because we didn't have it on before. So let's have a look, and we'll see exactly what we're getting. We'll see. Oh shit! So we can see exactly what we're getting here now. I haven't tried night yet either. I want to have a look at night before they disappear. Look at that, 84, 85. So the frame timing's alright though. Jumped up a little bit there. So it looks like a smooth 85 frames a second as well. GPU's chugging away there. So, right, it's kicking the ABS, right. Focus on using the ABS, Dave. Smash the brakes. No, on a single. I want a big 48-inch single. So I braked a bit later there. Thinking I could go to 100%, but I couldn't. Oh shit. I've got damage on these things. Let's reset. Yes, I'm at 4K. So I'm on a 4K 48-inch LG OLED TV. So I did some, like primitive benchmarks earlier on. If you watch the stream back, you'll see kind of I I ran everything as it is now at 4K, then I did the same benchmark as close as I could at 1440 and gained probably, was it about 50 FPS on average over a lap? And by turning on DLSS, I gained about 30 FPS. I've never really noticed that bump ever. Yeah, I don't think the CPU usage is accurate. I don't know what data that the core is coming from for that. I'll have a look at, I'll pull up Task Manager and we can have a look. The Windows Task Manager, that might give us an idea. I don't have any other software on to check that. So I don't think it's hurting me really going into the ABS. Obviously, when you go into 100%, you've got to be more precise coming off. Can you give a crazy amount of wheel turn while around the apex? We'll try and induce a bit of understeer, you mean? There, so yeah, just understeered. Look at the front left tyre. This is like, I could probably make it a little bit more pointy in the setup, maybe. Maybe got a ton of rear wing, I don't know. Can you adjust the rear wing in this? I've not even looked. The car feel unstable coming off the brakes. It doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great. Just I'll try and brake as hard as I can down here into the left. Just have a look at the tyre temps and stuff and see what it does, because it's hard for me to monitor it at the same time. Yeah, front right got a bit toasty there. But that was me being really aggressive on the brakes. Turn the ABS up to 4. Turn the ABS to 4. I've got active pedals, but I've got the effects turned on, but they're not coming through. So I presume there's no support for it just yet. Yeah, look at that understeer. Right, let me just have a quick look. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go to nights. I'm going to go to nights and see what the night's like. Yeah, so the brakes, I think it's going to reward you if you're not in the ABS and you're just being a bit more progressive, I think. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. I'll have a look when I jump in, so... start time 10 p.m. What track would be good at night? What do we reckon? What track at night? Golf. We'll go on the come on, we'll go on the golf. This is going to feel like a proper little shopping car now, isn't it? Hi, Gary. It went all right. We had some issues, but we finished the race. Finished P12. I think it was split 12, actually. We'll go Brands Indy because, you know, it's going to take us a week to get around any of the other circuits, isn't it? Or Laguna, actually. We'll go Laguna Seca at night. So 10 o'clock at night. Let's do Laguna. Let's try this. So there's CPU there, look. So it's saying 30%-ish. So it's maybe about 10% less than what it's shown on screen there for some reason. Check your VRAM usage. Stand by. On here. So 14.4 gig. Oh no, that's used 16. No, standby. Dedicated 14.4. Where did you see that? 17.3. Where have you seen that? Oh, yes. Under the CPU. No, that's physical memory. Oh, I thought you meant... That's the regular RAM. I thought you meant the RAM on the GPU. So that's the card. That's the RAM. Right click on CPU and select logical. Where? On here? There's no logical. Summary review. That'll give us a better idea. Right click on the graph itself. What am I clicking? Hang on. Logical. Is that what you wanted? Yeah, I've got the update. I got it as soon as it came out. No, I don't have NVIDIA stuff on. I just have the drivers. Right. Here we go. Let's try this. Front wheel drive. Pit limiter on. No issue, no issue. I can't see a friggin' thing here. Can anybody else see? Because I can't. Like, I'll be out in the car with Julie, and one of us will be driving at night, and we'll quite often say to the other one, "Can you see?" Because you sat in the passenger seat and you can't see a thing. Is there a full beam button? Let's have a look, because I need one. Victor wheel. Light stage. Light cycle. What does that do? What does that do? Ah! Oh! Let there be light. Ah, look. We had this side. So, side lights. Normal lights. Right, full beam. Now we can see what's going on. Bedtime Stories, thanks for subscribing. If you're still there, I missed it. And Mark Ramos, thank you both. Headlights are good, aren't they? Let there be light. Shit, let there be freaking brakes. Just testing the gravel. Just testing the gravel. There's no, the rear end's not. Can we turn the TC off? There we go. Should be able to do a bit of a Scandi flick. Hi, Peter. Headlights are good. Sorry, I'm just a child. This sounds good though, doesn't it? You can tell it's a road car though, can't you? It's a bit muffled. There's a bit more sound deadening. The new Laguna's nice though. Front wheel drive feels alright. Feels pretty good. It's you know, it steps out, then you get on the gas and it corrects it. It pulls the front end in. Just crikey, sorry. Yeah, you need to shift the weight of the car though to get it to. Yeah, so it's doing what you would want a front wheel drive car to do. Yeah, just a foot full of throttle. So that's how I would like the car to sound all the time. With that reverb, but then it. Loads of understeer though. Front wheel drive, it feels alright. It feels. It's four-wheel drive. Is it four-wheel drive? Let's have a look. I can't even freaking see because we're in the wrong view, aren't we? No clutch either, is there? Yeah, maybe needs a little bit more pop. Return to pit lane. Let's have a look at this vehicle setup. What can we change in here? Not much. Nothing. Not at all. Right. Well, I think that'll do us for today, folks. I think we've had a real good look at it. What do I think? Right, we've got to remember where we are with it. We've got to remember it's early access, right? So if this was just released and you bought it, you'd say it's good, but I'm bored of it already. That's what I would be thinking. I've spent however much money it was, and I'm bored. But because this is like brand new, and you look at the roadmap, and this is like, pretty much day one. It's not going to be ready until the end of the year, realistically, towards the winter, I would guess. A lot's going to happen in that time. But the important thing is the fundamentals, for me, are there. I think it drives really well. The cars handle well. There's a good feeling of weight to the cars. There's obviously a lot more work to do with the audio, I think, and the force feedback. They've obviously just ported everything from ACC. And I would imagine that they're going to bring out their own force feedback. They maybe have. It just feels a bit ACC-like at the moment. To me, anyway. Those that are ACC players frequently might say differently, but for me it feels very, very similar to ACC, and that's not a bad thing. I've never had a real problem with the ACC feedback, force feedback. I think the visuals are really good. Performance-wise, I would be happy with that. Performance-wise, 4K with all the bells and whistles on. Obviously, I could have made some compromises graphically to get more frames per second, but I cap my frames at 116, like 4 under the refresh rate of the telly. So I don't need like super high refresh rates. So fundamentals, I think it handles good. I think it looks good. I think it sounds good. The Ferrari sounded unbelievable around Bathurst. I think the Ferrari sounds good. Front wheel drive cars feel good. Customization's getting there. We just need that online thing to be able to save things, maybe interact with other people somehow online. But would I recommend that you buy it? If you want to support Kunos and you can see yourself playing this at the end of the year, I would support them. I would throw some money their way just so they can continue the development. What we want as sim racers, we want options, don't we? Like, I'm an iRacing fanboy, and I don't mind admitting that. We'll say fanboy. I'm an iRacing fan. That's my sim of choice. But I want other sims. I want there to be competition. I want something better than iRacing. That's what we all want, isn't it? We all want the perfect simulator. So if something comes along that's better than iRacing, I'll play that. And this has got real potential. Needs optimized a bit more. A few tweaks here and there, and then all the rest of the stuff added. But can you imagine what it's going to be like on the free roam in that Ferrari? You've seen people doing online community events, free roam around the Nordschleife or on open world maps. It's going to be incredible, isn't it? It's going to be incredible. But let me know what you think down below in the comments if you're watching this after the live stream. I have recorded the live stream, so if there's anything of note that I think is worthy of a little short video so people don't have to scroll through the live stream, I'll have a look back. But it's probably just me talking a load of crap. But thanks everybody for being here. There's been loads of you here all afternoon. I've been here 3 hours now. Blimey. Getting a nosebleed. Where is my rig from? My rig's a SimLab rig. Sorry, I'm just catching up with chat here. I haven't even been reading chat. How rude. Yeah, so this was just a bit of a chill out testing type stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, remember, leave a like. That would be much appreciated. If any of you that's still in the stream, you could leave the like. That would be really, really appreciated. And if you haven't already, then please consider clicking that old subscribe button. Nice one. Nice one. So yeah, that would be my advice. If you don't think it's for you, ever, don't buy it. But if you do and you've got a spare couple of quid, buy it, support them, and keeps everybody on their toes, doesn't it? If AC Evo's good, really good, everybody else has got to match it, haven't they? Or beat it. And eventually we're going to be like, we've got so much choice. Right. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, folks. Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind doing before we go. Right. And I always like doing this. And I don't know if there's anybody going to be online. I just think sometimes it's nice just to go and say hello to somebody that's streaming with not many viewers. You know, just sometimes it's just nice just to pop our head in. So let's have a look. So I'm just going to type iRacing in, for example, and click on filters. If I can, so live. See if anybody's streaming live. Apparently I am on iRacing. So we'll see if there's somebody streaming. Digit Racing is on GT7. I just think it's nice sometimes just to pop in, if anybody fancies it. Unbroken Martin doing Draftmaster, doing Oval. Sorry, you could do with seeing my screen, couldn't you, really? Here we go. There's this fella here. Lee Balmer is practicing for something. He's got 443 subscribers. I'll share that video. It's just nice sometimes just to pop in and make somebody shit themselves. If nothing else, is to make somebody look up that's got like no viewers to then having 500 viewers. So I'm going to pop it in chat now. I'll pause me there. I'll pop it in chat now. Let's go and say hello to this guy. I've pasted it in chat. Have a great Monday. See you all later. Thanks for watching.